Good morning. Today we're doing the second half of the 1.2 lecture. This is for our third day in class, adding and subtracting fractions. Gets a little interesting, so we'll get good at it, but it'll be interesting. All right, adding and subtracting fractions. Well, first off, if I have identical denominators, we refer that to as common denominators. That means it's super easy. All I have to do is add the numerators. So notice 1 plus 2 is 3. 3/4. Okay, 1 plus, let's look at this next one. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I add those together. I get 2/5, keeping the denominator. Very easy. Now, when I have fractions with different denominators, there's not really a way to add them. It's like apples and oranges. So if I have thirds and fifths, somehow I have to get them to a common denominator so I can add them together. It's really difficult to add 1/3 and 1/2. No, it's not 2/3. It gets complicated. So what we do is we multiply the two denominators together, finding a common denominator. So if I take 1/3 and I multiply it by 1 in the form of 5/5, I got that 5 there, and I add it to the 2/5 multiplied by, you guessed it, the other denominator, 1 in the form of 3/3. What I'm going to get now is 1 times 5 is 5, over 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 times 3 is 6, over 5 times 3, which is 15. Now I can add them together. 5 plus 6 is 11. So I have 11 over 15. Yay! High five, everyone. Woohoo! Okay, so there we have common denominator. And that's really what we're going to deal with. Finding the least common denominator. What this means is if your two denominators have something in common, you can kind of factor that out a little bit. So let's look at what this means. Okay. All right, I look at 8 and 6. I'm going to highlight that for you. All right, so I'm looking at this one. And first, I'm going to analyze the 8 and the 6. Okay. Well, they both have a 2 in them. So the 8 is 2 times 4, and the 6 is 2 times 3. So a common denominator would have a single representation of all of it. So I would have the 2 times the 4 times the 6, which is the 3 from the 6. Because see, this has 6 and 8 inside of it. All right, so that means my common denominator is, my common denominator is 2 times 4 is 8, times 3 is 24. Now my numerator, I have to multiply the 8 by a 3 to get to 24. So the 1 has to be multiplied by a 3. So I have 3/3. So that's going to give me a 3 numerator and a 24 denominator. The 5, well, my 6 has to be multiplied by 4 to get 24. So the 5 has to be multiplied by 4. So that's going to give me 20. So I have 23 over the common 24. Okay, lowest common denominator. All right, number 2, 5 and 7, prime. Don't break down. I don't have to worry about 2s and 4s and what things multiply and don't multiply. Okay, so now I look at this and I say, okay, that's my common denominator. If I take the 4/5 and I multiply it by 7/7, and the 3 over 7, and I multiply it by 5 over 5. I'm going to get 4 times 7, which is 28, minus 3 times 5, which is 15, over 7 times 5 is my common denominator. All right, so 28 minus 15 is 13. And that would be my final answer. Okay, I don't have much space here for my 11 over 15 and 10 and all that. But 15 is 3 times 5. And 10 is 2 times 5. So my new denominator is going to be 3 times 5 times 2. Since I have a common 5, I only need to use one of them. All right, so 3 times 2 is 6 times 5 is 30. So my new denominator is 30. Now I look at the 11. Well, the 15 needs another 2 to get to 30. So 2 times 11 is 22. The 10 needs a 3 to get to 30, so it's 3 times 3, which is 9. 22 plus 9, 31 over 30. All right, now let's look at number 4 here. 21 and 6. They both have a 3. 21 is 3 times 7. 6 is 2 times 3. Now, we can do this without factoring first. We'd have to simplify afterwards because our fraction would not be the lowest possible. So you'd have to simplify afterwards. So let's do that with this one. Let's ignore that 3, 7, and 2, 3, and all that. You'll understand why I like to do it ahead of time. It's a little easier. Okay, so let's just get rid of that and take it straight over. All right, so 20 times 5 is 100. No, sorry. 21 times 6. Well, 2 times 6 is 12, so it's 120. 1 times 6 is 6, 126. So that's my denominator. Okay, so 6 times 20 is 120. No, it's 120. Minus 5 times 21. 5 times 2 is 10, so that's 100. Plus 1 times 5, which is 5, so 105. So 120 minus 105 is 15 over 126. Now, they both had 3's, so I still have to simplify this. 15 is 3 times 5. And 126, that's going to be 42. 126 divided by 3. Okay, so if you don't look for simplified denominator at the beginning, you're going to have to do it at the end. Okay, it's up to you which you feel most comfortable with. I'm fine. I don't care if you do it ahead of time. I find it easier, but it is up to you. All right, prime factor. Now that's what I was doing. The other is what you had to do before. Okay, so if I look at 20 and 5, this is 4 times 5 and 5. So really, I just need to multiply the second by 4 over 4, and they'll both have 20s. So this is going to become 7 over 20 minus 4 over 20, which gives me 3 over 20. Okay, 48 and 40. 48 is, okay, 4 times 12, and 40 is 4 times 10. But notice the 12 and 10 both have 2's in them. And 10 is 2 times 5. Okay, so really I have 8 times 5 and 8 times 6. So they both have an 8, which tells me that the second one needs the 6 over 6, and the first one needs the 5 over 5. Okay? So 5 times 9 is 45. Plus 7 times 6 is 42. So my final answer is going to have 87. Okay, that's just a text message coming in. It's my son who loves Doctor Who. So I'm putting it on silent because I'm getting tired of listening to him text back and forth with his father. All right, 45 plus 42 is 87. Now we have to look at our denominator. Our denominator is 8 times 6 times 5. Well, 8, that's 8, and 5 is 40. 40 times 6, 4 times 6 is 24, so it's 240. Okay. All right, 17 18ths. All right, these both have 6's in them. 3 times 6 and 2 times 6. So I take the first one and multiply it by 2 over 2, 34, minus the second one times 3, so 5 times 3 is 15. The denominator is going to be 3 times 2 times 6. So that's actually 36, 6 times 6. Whoa, that's very bad 3. Looks like a great 2, but it's a very bad 3. 36. 34 minus 15 is going to be 15 plus 4, 19. 19 over 36. All right, we're getting there, slow but sure. 60 and 45. Well, they both have 15 in them. 60 has 4 15s, and 45 has 3 15s. 4 times 15 and 3 times 15. All right, so this one has to be multiplied by the 4, and this one by the 3. All right, so 3 times 11 is 33, minus 4 times 2 is 8, all over 15 times 4 is 60, times 3 is going to be 180. Okay, 33 minus 8 is 30 minus 5 is 25. Over 180. Feel like I did something wrong. No, yeah. And 3 times 15, yeah. All right, the reason I'm feeling like I did something wrong is that's still reducible, and it should not be if it wasn't reducible here. But it is. Well, occasionally that does happen. All right, the reason I know they're both reducible is they both can be divided by 5. 5. And then 180 divided by 5 is going to be 18 times 2 is 34. There we go. That's my final answer. All right, and I believe, nope, there we are, fractions in algebra 2. In algebra, determine if the following are solutions. So we're going to plug them in. Well, notice I've got a mixed number, so I'm going to convert it first into a improper fraction. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9 sevenths. So I have 9 sevenths minus 2 over 9 times 9 sevenths. Well, the 9s are going to cross out. Yay, making my math much easier. So now I have 9 sevenths minus 2 sevenths, common denominator. 9 minus 2 over the 7. 9 minus 2 is 7. Any number over itself is 1. Woohoo! Okay, high five. There we are. Up to this hand. There we go. High five. High five. I'm really bad with where the camera is. Okay. Now we're working on number 2. Okay, so we're plugging in 3 over 20. Well, let's see. So we have 1/5 minus, well, you know what? I can convert the fifth to 20s. So let's do that before we get started, as we start. Okay, so if I want 1/5 to be 20, I have to multiply top and bottom by 4, sorry. So I have 4 over 20 minus W, which is 3 over 20, and that is equal to 1 over 3, which is, 1 over 3 times 3 over 20. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I have 1 over 20 equals 1 times 3. Oh, wait, you know what? Look at that. The 3's will cross out. So 3's cross out, and I'm left with 1 over 20. So sure enough, they're equal. So we can write the answer of yes on both of them. All right, that's our final slide, and we're done. And go work on your homework. If you have questions, let me know. I'm always available by email. Thank you.